you know, you're just funny. You're funny, you know, the way you tell the story and everything.
Funny how? I mean, what's funny about it?
Tommy, no, you got it all wrong.
Oh, Anthony. He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What'd you say?
You're right.
Funny how?
Just,
What?
just, you know, you're funny.
You mean,
So?
let me understand this, because maybe it's me, I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you? I make you laugh? I'm here to fucking amuse you? What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
No, just, you know how you tell the story. What?
No, I don't know. You said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video. As the console war rages on, soldiers from each side are looking for new forms of ammunition, or new strategies. In the very beginning of the console war, the weapon on the Xbox side was 12 teraflops, the GPU, their more powerful GPU. 12 T-flops, yo! And then the weapon for the PlayStation guys was SSD, a twice as fast SSD. Well, the Xbox people needed a new strategy. So the new strategy now has been discrediting the SSD in the PlayStation 5. Just laughing it off like it doesn't matter. Saying things like it won't matter, it doesn't make a difference, who cares if it loads games faster, and it's definitely not going to be a game changer. In effect, they're saying SSDs don't mean shit, and the SSD that you have doesn't mean shit. Here's the engineers at Microsoft talking up the SSD in their console, their next generation console that was still at the time called Project Scarlett.
What I'm personally most excited about is the SSD.
We've created a new generation of SSDs. We're actually using the SSD as virtual RAM.
We're seeing more than 40 times performance increases over the current generation.
The combination of the SoC and the solid-state drive are really what gives you a totally new experience.
Now we can take all of that power and apply it back into the scene, so we can actually generate more life in that world and bring it to the gamer in a seamless way.
So that then you're fully experiencing what the game developer wants you to experience.
When you can move through worlds without waiting for screens to load, that speed, that performance is what the next generation is about.
This is the most immersive console experience ever.
I don't know, maybe I'm misinterpreting the things they're saying, but it sounds like that SSD is going to be responsible for a lot more than just loading levels. Are you catching that, or am I just imagining shit? This was all obviously prior to PlayStation revealing their specs, and as you can imagine, once the specs of the PlayStation 5 SSD was revealed, Microsoft stopped talking about their SSD altogether, which is understandable. I don't fault them for that. So the Xbox soldiers continue on the offensive against the SSD. It doesn't matter, it's not going to make a difference, it's not a game changer. But then we have article after article coming out reporting that this dev said it's a game changer, this dev said it's a game changer, that dev said it's a game changer. Even with the culmination of John Carmack just the other day coming out saying it's going to be a game changer. And John Carmack is someone held in the highest of regards in the gaming community. People respect what he has to say. With the SSD is not a game changer narrative kind of falling apart, they've now focused on a new weapon, new ammunition. And for them, it's called the Velocity Architecture. I'll leave a link down in the description to this article I'm using here, so if you want, you can actually read the full explanation as to what Velocity Architecture is. But what it says here is the Xbox Velocity Architecture may sound complicated to everyday gamers, but is best understood when broken into just a few fundamental components. Microsoft describes the technology as the culmination of 4 crucial modules featuring 2 custom hardware components inside the Xbox Series X with software to complement. Microsoft's new custom SSD storage is central to Velocity Architecture on Xbox Series X, adopting an in-house NVMe solution delivering unseen speeds in past generations. That provides 2.4 gigabytes per second raw I/O throughput or 4.8 gigabytes per second compressed, enabled by a custom decompression block. Compared to the 120 megabytes per second offered by the Xbox One X, quick maths reveal up to 40 times increases could be a reality. Essentially, the Velocity Architecture is going to allow Microsoft to get a lot more out of their SSD. But the soldiers act like it's magic, like somehow it means that this SSD now will outperform the SSD in the PlayStation, and somehow this velocity architecture means that anything that PlayStation does is irrelevant, it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, this is literally how they act when they say velocity architecture in the comments.
Coming to this house was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh, me too.
And for that, I am so thankful.
Oh, don't let go.
Never! I'll never let go!
I feel weak.
Buddy!
Oh,
Come back!
Ask them what one of it means or how it works though, and they have no fucking clue. And that's not just a knock against them. PlayStation fanboys do the same shit, talking about Kraken and the architecture and the PlayStation 5. They don't have any idea how it works and can't explain what it does. They just use these words, these buzzwords, and they just kind of throw them back and forth at each other. Like imagine a Harry Potter style fight. Just two wizards on a battlefield, and one's like Kraken, and the other one's like velocity architecture. I mean, that's basically what they're doing. They're just throwing out these words or these phrases or these parts of the architecture of these machines, having no idea what they mean or what they do. I want to get back to this article for a second because there's something I want to focus on. It's this 40 times increase over Xbox One X. If you go back to the beginning of this video where I showed the clip of the Xbox engineers who were building Project Scarlett, they also talk about this 40 time increase over Xbox One X. Well, PlayStation just came out with news that they are achieving a 100 times increase over PlayStation 4. So what does it all mean? Well, for us, not a goddamn thing. These are all theoretical numbers and theories as to how they'll work, what the velocity architecture will be capable of, how the PlayStation 5's SSD and Kraken will increase performance here, what the GPU is going to do there. Like, all of this shit is all theory. None of us know. Anyone pretending to know, we're telling you that, oh, this is going to be this performance increase or it's going to have this performance increase. They don't know. It's all theory. The only people that know are the developers working with first-hand knowledge of what these machines are capable of. And they aren't really telling us anything. We're not going to really know what either machine is capable of until we see games actually running on each device. And then in terms of which one is better, it's going to be when we're able to take the same game running on both machines and comparing how they perform to each other. So Xbox fanboys can laugh off the SSD and the PlayStation 5, but at the end of the day, they ultimately have no idea how it will impact performance in the PlayStation 5, or if it will impact performance in the PlayStation 5. Likewise, PlayStation fanboys laughing off the velocity architecture, you really have no idea how it's going to impact the performance of that machine, or if it will at all. We have no fucking idea. All I know is I can't wait for us to finally see some games in action in June and then in July, and get these goddamn machines in November, so finally we can start putting these fucking stories to rest. But we all know what's going to happen. We all know. It's just going to go from my machine is better than your machine to my games are better than your games and my game looks better than your game. And the cycle repeats itself. Well, that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next Supernova.